we suffer more from imagination than in reality. This simple fact is true, but why is it so? If we break down the two most powerful words from that statement, imagination and reality, isn't it quite obvious how much these words differ from one another? Then why do we still have a hard time suffering from imagination when the reality could be completely different? It is indeed our misconception to worry about something in advance and create a reality built upon imagination within our minds. Imagination is similar to borrowing a sense of suffering in advance, even when you are aware that something is anyway about to happen. So why extend the feeling of sadness and suffering by making it last longer in the first place? In many cases, the situation you build your imagination on could completely be changed into a different situation over time, causing an entirely different outcome as compared to your imagined outcome. So doesn't that unnecessary imagination lead to wasted time and effort? Suffering from imagination not only affects your actions and sense of judgment, but also the people around you, because you radiate a different kind of energy or behavior based on those emotions generated from an imagination that hasn't even taken place yet. Think about it for a moment. That time when you were starting a new job, a new school, or trying a new sport. A million things run through your head, a million what ifs, and then you get there and things aren't all that bad, and you think to yourself, what was all that worrying about? It's very normal to worry and consider what can possibly happen. It's your brain's method of ensuring that you're ready for anything. But occasionally, when our minds go into overdrive, we begin to overthink. Developing the ability to silence your mind will significantly ease stressful circumstances. Although our brains are the most amazing and powerful things in the universe, sometimes they can make things more difficult than they need to be. This also leads to another problem, that is, the tendency for individualistic thinking. By obsessing over our own futures and making ourselves the center of everything that really matters, our objectives become more self-centered and motivated by our desire to overcome or compensate for our concerns. This can be challenging, but it's not just our fault. It could also be a reflection of the times we live in. Globalization and technological advancement have given us access to a wide range of options in every aspect of our lives, and as a result, we tend to worry more than usual, not only because we are the main characters in our own stories, but also because we are being forced to make decisions more frequently. And this ends up demanding a sense of responsibility from us. The responsibility of making the right choices. And because of that, the possibility of failure solely lies upon us, which ultimately makes us think more and suffer from our imagination. For those instances where imagination is really the culprit of suffering, there are a few ways to help ourselves, such as understanding that we are the masters of our thoughts. By realizing we are in control of our thoughts and emotions, we can begin to think beyond ourselves. By living life less fearfully of what could go wrong, we focus more on doing good and not on trying to anticipate all mishaps that might arise along the way. Another way to reduce our suffering could be to perceive our problems in comparison to the size of the world. This perspective may aid in separating the person from his self and serve as a gentle reminder that some of the concerns we spend so much time worrying about are really just as significant as we make them to be. It's the fear of consequences that causes us to inflate things in our mind, and this fear causes the suffering. The drawback of such thinking patterns is that it closes us off from what matters and creates a cycle of negative emotions and attitude that will limit us in our relationship with the people, places, and things. And lastly, remember, it's always your choice. Whether you decide to use your imagination as a channel for self-improvement and mental strength, or as a medium that causes inner suffering. Alright, so comment down if you could relate to the video. I would really like to know about your situation. And if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're interested in similar type of content, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well.